Hello friends, we're back here for another RWBY reaction. Today we'll be checking out Volume 6, Chapter 9, I believe. Let's get it! Okay. Oh, so what happened last episode? I believe they met Jean's sister, right? We had the whole flashback about Maria and we Team RWBY is gonna confront like the representatives from Atlas and try to well, in the last scene they just shut the gate at them, so they'll try to like renegotiate that, and who knows where do we go from there. We actually haven't seen much of the bad guys this season. We basically just saw like Hazel, Emerald, Mercury return, and then Salem made that speech about your priority is to get my shit done because you can only get your shit through me, something along those lines. So yep, that was, you know, a pretty accurate recap.
Come on! You didn't even hear us out!
Our orders are clear. The Mistral Atlas border is closed. Please, have a good day.
But...
A good day!
If you don't want to believe that I'm friends with Ironwood.
General Ironwood!
Woo!
Yeah, General Ironwood. Then fine.
Iron
But
Daddy
we have
himself.
White Schnee with us, and we're trying to get her home safely.
Yeah, Schnee is something or someone you can't really deny. You could argue Atlas wouldn't be Atlas without the Schnees.
Very well. You may speak with our commanding officer. We will fetch her at once.
Fetch her.
They were kind of... super weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
the knee-jerk reaction would be Winter, but we already know that Winter is not here.
I
She's in
may
Atlas.
know this commanding officer.
That's good, isn't it? If she's your friend, then maybe she'd be more willing to help us.
I wouldn't exactly call us friends.
Okay.
Acquaintances?
Not quite.
Colleagues?
Former.
Enemies?
That's the one.
Oh,
Yes, I come through here about
Oh,
once every 10
Maria.
years to get my eyes checked up in Atlas. You bring outside cashews on one flight, and suddenly you're placed on the additional screening list for life.
You've got to be kidding me.
Now, let's not give up hope yet. Maybe she's dead.
what the fuck? Oh.
Introducing.
Dude, how old is Maria? Like, if you get your eyes checked every 10 years, you can only do that a few times. Like, I know she looks old, but are we talking like 70s, 80s? Ah, they're about the same size.
Witch. She-devil.
I see you've chosen
A
not to
little
comprehend
banter
this
never
small
hurt
this
anyone.
time.
Oh, Cordo. You know, they say time changes people, but I see you've still got that stick right up.
Hello, Miss, Cordovan?
Cordovan.
My
Caroline
name is Ruby Rose,
Cordovan.
and I was wondering if you would hear us out about...
I've
It's gonna
already
take me a
heard
while
what
to
your
remember
other
that.
little friends had to say. Miss Rose. What are you doing back here? I thought I told you to leave!
I told you we wouldn't rest until you let us through!
Nice to see you again as well.
You civilians are clearly incapable of comprehending the importance of our mission here in Argus. So allow me to say this slowly with smaller words. This base, that relay tower, the very safety of Argus are all gifts from the glorious kingdom of Atlas. and it is my duty to uphold them as only
Woo!
I have the wit and tenacity for such a task.
Damn.
Wit! Such tenacity!
Dude, expect nothing
Maybe
less
Atlas
from
just wanted
an
to get you as
Atlas
far from the
representative.
kingdom as possible.
You're just like the rest of these Argus ingrates. This city wouldn't even be here if it weren't for our Elysian ancestors, and what do we get in return? The entire world is ready to put a knife to our throats.
Yeah.
Please, we know your kingdom had nothing to do with the fall of Beacon. We were there.
No one's happy about the Atlas borders or embargo, but I know General Ironwood is just worried. It's why we need to talk
The
to
general is no coward. Atlas is strong. If all the kingdoms make us their enemy, then
Dude, did you see Wise's
Atlas
face?
will prevail.
Atlas will prevail!
Do you
Damn.
guys seriously have to do that?
If Miss Schnee has truly come to her senses and wishes to return to her family, then of course the Atlas military will escort her home. But the kingdom will not be responsible for her friends of questionable character.
Ooh,
What's that supposed
the
to mean?
fondness.
It means we're done here.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks like a big dumb boot.
Way to show her, Nora.
Dude, John is so sassy.
I don't.
Weiss.
Dude, did you
I
see
told
Wise's
you we wouldn't
face
leave your
when
side for a second.
when Cordo
We'll
was
find a way
like
to Atlas.
Atlas is
Together.
strong? She had that face that said, "Oh my God, I used to be like that."
So,
I was one of
where are we
those.
going now?
Ooh.
Yeah, what's the plan?
But she's come so
The
far,
plan?
protecting
The plan
Blake.
just got shut on our face 3 times over.
Yeah,
I'm going for a drink.
you're kinda without a plan right now.
Uncle Crow, I really think we should try and come up with something together.
Yeah, Crow's kinda,
What's his problem? It's not your fault we can't go on.
If he's gonna be a jerk, then we'll just come up with something without him.
they probably
I mean,
don't
we've
know.
got Ozpin with
Yeah,
us.
they don't
He
know.
usually knows what to do.
What is it?
Ugh!
John!
Oh,
Everything we did was for nothing!
That's not true.
Really? Because it sure does sound like it.
If Salem can't be killed, then how are we supposed to win this?
I know, Ren, but giving up is not really an option, right?
Wow.
If
Great
it's
call,
not you,
everyone.
then who else will try?
Look, none of this is great, we know. But we're not the bad guys here.
Are we sure about that?
What?
What?
He's in your head, isn't he? Did you already know about this?
He didn't know any of it!
How much longer can we
Oh,
trust him?
John!
How do we even know it's really him? What if we've been talking to that
What the
liar
f-
this whole time?
John!
Dude, did you see Ruby's face? Dude. Dude, Ruby had a face that said, "I will murder you where you stand, boy, if you touch Oscar." Damn.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know.
I guess that's the part that
I think it would be best. if
that's
we
the part
had
in
some
the
time
opening
to
where
ourselves.
Jean, does that to Oscar.
Maybe we could all use some space.
I thought it would be much of a big deal, but not really. It was just about Ozpin shenanigans.
Come on, please.
Uncle Crow. Dude, Crow looks
where are
dashing.
you?
Represent Crow.
You
Old
know,
man.
I came out here to avoid the yelling.
Sorry. The others went to get food for tonight.
Why not go with them?
I don't know. I don't know anything. What do I tell Jean and his team when we don't even have a plan? The Crow's out drinking, Osmond hasn't come back, and even if he did, I don't know if I could trust him. And there's always Jin, but we only have one more question we can ask her. I feel like I'm letting everyone down.
You know, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Oh, thanks.
That wasn't a compliment.
What?
If I have to explain it to you, it'll just defeat the purpose.
Okay, I kinda get
You're
it.
tired of not knowing anything. How about we discuss those eyes of yours?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I would be honored.
Sit back down, for Pete's sake. Let's start with what you do know. Tell me.
Silver-eyed people are supposed to be legendary warriors. Or something. And at the Fall of Beacon, I turned a giant wyvern into stone.
Oh boy.
Look, if I already knew everything, I wouldn't be asking for help.
Yelling. It's not your fault. I had my father to teach me.
Sorry if I'm not really talking
even
much,
he
because I
didn't
feel
have
like
all the
this is an
answers.
important
But what he
conversation.
told me makes sense, given what I've seen.
Was he a huntsman too?
It wasn't really an official title back in his day. I only knew him as an old soldier and an excellent teacher. I never attended one of those fancy academies of yours, but I scored higher on the license exam than any other huntsman or huntress that day.
Wow! She was the best of the
Must have been
best.
proud.
He would have scolded me for showing off.
Interesting. You can try for a license exam without
He'd never been able to
formal
find much
training.
information about our abilities. Just legends of warriors whose eyes shone like mirrors, reflecting the light of the world onto darkness. He found so little, in fact, that it made him cautious. How could such powerful bloodlines be so rare? Unless something was actively seeking to destroy them.
Salem.
Yeah.
I tried to keep my powers a secret, but as you know, it wasn't enough. I owe my life to my training and my semblance.
Ooh,
At the end of the day,
what is your
those
semblance?
are still your most powerful tools.
Yeah.
What is your semblance?
Reflexes.
Reflexes.
A silly name I came up with. Hard to explain, but I can sense everything better than most and react to attacks almost before they happen. Combine that with my training and secret ability to turn
So it's like
grain
a
to stone,
spider sense,
or
basically.
blind them, or vaporize them.
Which is really good in terms of combat.
And that's how you become the Grim Reaper.
It's actually one of the best. One of the best semblance you can
So,
have.
How do I laser beam monsters with my eyeballs?
First, you stop thinking like that. I want you to think of all the times you've triggered your powers. What did those moments have in common?
Hold up.
I...
Can you imagine like Neo with reflexes? Dude. As if she wasn't hard to hit enough. That girl would be untouchable. Like it would take Cinder and Tyrion to get a hit on her, like 2-on-1 if she had both. Like Cinder barely got a hit in, right? I don't know, maybe she was weakened during that time. And they didn't want to make Neo look too strong. But anyway.
Was scared and stressed. Is it emotional? Like unlocking a semblance?
It's emotional, but more focused than that. Think. What is it you wanted?
I wanted to protect my friends.
Precisely. It is the desire to preserve life which fuels the light inside you.
Okay.
Make no mistake, it is light. Preservation is an extension of creation, or at the very least, an enemy of destruction.
Yeah, I can get
The
behind
creatures
that.
of Grimm were made by the god of darkness, but your light comes from his brother.
How do you know that?
I always knew how to use the light, but never why it only worked on the Grimm. Then Jin showed us her vision. Were you paying attention?
Oh, that was it.
The god of light.
His eyes.
His eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, where do we start?
Well, not here. The light will only work in the presence of Grim, meaning the only practice you'll get will be a trial by fire. But what you can do
Like
is
you would...
focus on creating
Okay,
a
I
state
won't
of mind
interrupt
that you can
first.
tap into when you need it.
Yeah.
Don't think about your light as a means of destroying evil, but as a way to protect the people of Remnant.
But that can't be right. You said the light only reacts to Grim, but I used it during our battle at Haven. It reacted to Cinder.
Interesting. Perhaps there was something that you just weren't seeing?
Yeah.
Ruby!
Oh, they were playing This Will Be the Day.
What's going on?
I was wondering why it sounded familiar.
It's Oscar. He's missing.
Dude, I hope they have that in the soundtrack, like this mellow version of it. It's so relaxing. Alright, so that was the episode. Okay. So what I was about to say was you would think when the God of Light abandoned Remnant, like the whole Silver Eye thing, you know, the Flash thing also left, but apparently not. So I wonder when the gods left, they could have just made life better for humanity and just, you know, remove the pools of Grim. Like, you know, was this really necessary? Because you could tell that, you know, since everyone had magic, everyone had like a relatively good chance against Grim. You know, even like teenagers could probably mess up Grim, but without the magic, then even like, you know, adults and all that, they can get killed by like generic Beowulfs and whatnot. So they really made life harder for the humans there. Yeah, we're introduced to Cordovin. I forgot her first name. They just call her Cordo. So Cordo is one of those Atlas, you know, representatives, really full of herself. That seems to be like the generic culture or outlook of people from Atlas. And what else did we get? We didn't really get much aside from that. But yeah, like everyone's pissed about the whole Ozpin fiasco. We don't know what Juniper's gonna do, but they may just give them an episode or two to, you know, like settle down, remember that, you know, they themselves are doing it for Pyrrha. And, you know, if it was Pyrrha, she would, you know, keep on fighting because someone has to. That's literally what Pyrrha did. The tower was gonna fall if she didn't try, so she did. Somebody had to, like, just delay the inevitable. And imagine if Pyrrha didn't do that, then Ruby probably wouldn't have used the Silver Eyes. They would have, you know, completely destroyed Beacon, like beyond repair. Like they did a number on it, but Glinda will eventually get it up and running again. But, you know, they could have messed it up worse. The dragon wouldn't be frozen as they say, and, you know, it would just kill the whole, probably the whole Veil, right? Not just Beacon. So yep, that's just some, you know, some things I thought of off the top of my head. So yeah, they're probably gonna get things together and come up with some plan to get to Atlas. So yep, If you guys like the content, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support your boy even more, links to the Patreon down in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.